Hi everyone, I'm Grattles and welcome to the Best Start 3. This is episode, I think, 22. I hope. I don't know anymore. It's getting close to the end though. And we opened matter conversion at the last episode and we were going to work on making the Trigons, diamonds, time crystals. We're going to definitely work on these guys. But with the Trigons, I wanted to use some Caterium. And if I use Caterium, I either need the pure Caterium, because I'm running out of Caterium. I have plenty of SAM everywhere, but Caterium is a little slow. So what I'm thinking is we unlock the Mark 6, so then this way I can get up to 1200 resources per minute, and I can overclock the Mark 3 miner on the Caterium and make a lot more ingots. So in order to do this, we need time crystals and Trigons. So I do have a lot of tickets that I have been building up because I do want to get that golden nugget. Let's see. Not there. There. So I have 338 right now, but I plan on sinking a lot of stuff and letting the game run so we can definitely get that golden nugget. I say nugget. It's nut. And there goes the fire alarm. Of course, every time. It didn't do it all morning when I was planning this stuff out, but now here it goes. Yeah, it should be fine. So anyway, I'm gonna take these tickets a second. Let's go in here. So we need 250 of the Trigons, and we need 250 of the time crystals. They each give us 200. Now, in order to make the Mark 6 belts, I'm going to need more than that because I need the Trigons to make that. So, let's first off, let's add to cart because we're going to need 2 of those because it's only 200. We need 250. Let's go back to the parts. With the Trigons, let's grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And check out. Buy all. Alright, we're gonna take all of this and then let's go see if we can unlock that peak efficiency, because I'd like to use it too, because let's face it, I'm gonna be making these guys anyway, right? So I'd rather use the Mark 6 belts because, I mean, if you look at these milestones, if you get the peak efficiency last, what's it worth? Absolutely nothing, right? So we're gonna do this and do this, and then we just need aluminum sheets and plates. So aluminum sheets. I have a lot of grass in there. I was clearing a lot of stuff. So we need 5,000. So I think I'm gonna run over, drop off all this grass, and just go to the storage and pick up this stuff. So I'll be right back. All right, we're back. 10,000 plates. Oof, that's a lot of plates. In here, I have the aluminum sheets. Let's send those off. Bam. We now have peak efficiency. Awesome. Well, that also deletes one of our milestones, which is amazing. Here, we're going to do this soon. You know, that's pretty easy once we get these made. And then we just have some, you know, crazy stuff to do. Anyway, this episode, we're going to do the FICSITE Trigons. We're going to do the time crystals, and we're going to do the diamonds. So, I'm going to go ahead off to where I was setting up, and I'll be back in a few minutes. So here we are where we're making the reanimated SAM. This is our mini mega factory, and if you were with me on this episode, we set it up. It was 480. We had 2 SAM nodes, and I had this at 120, making 4 for 1 node. So N, so 120 times 4 was the 480. I now made these guys go into 780. So now we're outputting 48.75. So 48.75 times 8, because we're doing it with 2, is 390. So we're making about 390 reanimated SAM. That is what we have to work with. So let me just see if I can squeeze in. Let's see. New machine, the converter. We could just put it there. It's fine. If we do the Caterium recipe and we do 45 per minute, that's 15 FICSITE per minute. Let's see. So we said we had 390, and let's see what we get with 390 divided by 45, right? So 390 divided by 45, just gonna round it off there. We get 8.667. So we can make 4 machines. 4 machines would give us 90 per minute, I believe. So yeah, 15 times 8. So, and 15 times 8. Oh, it's 120. Sorry, I was off just by a little bit. 120 is actually not really a great number, because the machines that take the FICSITE Trigons, I believe, are 45 per minute. And we're going to be a little short, which is all right. So I'm glad we did that. We'll figure this out as we go along. Let's come on over to here, because I want to show you my little bit of a setup I have going on over here. So I started setting up right here, where we're going to be making our quantum encoders for our Trigons. My MAM is complete. I was just scanning hard drives. Over here, I set up a Caterium and a reanimated SAM. So I'm going to have to set up a train where that reanimated SAM is, and I'm going to have to find another Caterium node, because we're using all the Caterium from over there. And I think I found a good spot. I put a miner down, and I started setting up a little bit right over here. That's a Caterium right there, which isn't too bad. But now that I got the Trigons, and I have, let's see, logistics, we now have Mark 6. That's what we're going to be using to get that Caterium. So I'm going to start setting up the Caterium, and then I'll show you what I got. You know, wait a second. Mark 6 belts take both FICSITE Trigons and time crystals. I am wrong. So I need to add a couple more of these to here too. So let's take those. Let me see how many I got now of each. I think it's like 4 each they take on that. So let's see. All right, that's at least an even amount. I think I'm going to put my tickets in here for now, and this way I have them if I need to buy more. I'm gonna head over to the Caterium setup. It's not pretty, it's not really great right now, but I don't have the pure Caterium recipe. Otherwise I would have just used that like we did with the copper powder with the refineries to make the copper ingots. So I need to either make enough to get 8 machines, because I really want to make 8 Trigon setups. I think that would be a good idea. What does Trigons actually do for us, right? We need to know what we're going to need it for. I think in my best start 2, I used 3 machines, probably overclocked. I don't remember what it was, but I'm not sure what I needed them for, but I swear I might have started running short. Anyway, here's the Caterium setup. Right here on the map where I showed you before. And we have the Mark 3 miner back here, and I can overclock that to 1200. 1200, let's see, I do 10 machines at 112, and that gives me 37.34. So let's do the math. 37.34 times 10 equals 173 machines. We'll just ignore the 4. That's fine. 373. Oh my god, I'm lost today. It's fine. It happens every day. Quantum encoder, let's see the, not quantum encoder, converter. Alright, so if we did this, and we did 15, we need 60. So I did say 373 divided by 60 would mean 6 machines. We could do 8 machines. This is not enough Caterium, even with overclocking it to 12. I can get 6 machines. I have plenty of reanimated SAM. Let's scan for another Caterium node. I would like to know where it would be. I could underclock this if I need to. But I need another Caterium node if I want to make 8 machines. That's all taken. It's all taken. This is a problem. I mean, listen. Let's put that machine back down again. Quantum converter. Why do I want to say quantum encoder? I don't know why. I could use other recipes, right? I could use the iron recipe. And I believe I do have the pure iron ingot recipe. 240 per minute would yield 10. 60 would yield 15. 45 reanimated SAM compared to 40. So I still think the Caterium one is the best recipe. Aluminum, I am not fucking around with aluminum. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to do aluminum. It's a bitch. So I mean, you get plenty of FICSITE ingots, but let's also, we can go here, right? Opening codex. What are they gonna do for us? This is our things here. It doesn't tell us because we haven't opened it yet, but let me Google it. I think that would be a good idea. What do we need FICSITE ingots for? All right. Let me see here. We got this here. So FICSITE ingots, we're going to need those. So that's only to make the FICSITE ingots. That's not the Trigons. So FICSITE ingots, we're going to be making the ingots out of here. That is 15 per minute. So let's see what the Trigons are. 10 per minute make 30. You know what? 6 machines is more than enough. It actually, yeah, we're good. We're good. All right, so we're going to do 60. We're going to do 66, and that should be good. Now, I need to upgrade these belts. Making 6 is actually going to be pretty darn good, I think. I don't know. It's going to be a lot, and I would rather have more than not enough. And because I want to get the golden nuts, I really do want to... That's a Mark 1. We need a Mark 6. Hello. There we go. I really do want to have more than not enough, because whatever I don't use, I will be sinking. So that is my plan. Come on. There we go. So we're going to just output this. Come on. Oh, we need a another lift. That's fine. There. That's okay there. Let's do this. So if we press 3 and E, because it's still on Mark 5, because I don't want to put the Mark 6 in. We're not making these Trigons, but these Trigons and time crystals are going to give us these belts. And we really want to do that, right? So that I don't want to do. Wow. Okay. Let's do that. How's that look? That looks crazy. So we're going to go default, and that works perfectly. And then we need power to all this. So we do have this train station here. This is where we're going to be able to connect that to the miner. I think I'm going to change the color of the miner. There, that looks better. That's going to start pumping this stuff out, which is what we want. And then we need power to these guys. So I think what we'll do is, I'm just going to take the power from here, drop it into here. I don't want to put this floor back. Dum-da-dum-dum-dum. We're going to go over to here and delete this floor if I can. You want to be... You know what? Screw you. I don't care. No, I do care. Let's just do this properly. Sometimes I can get a little bit crazy, but yeah. Alright, so let's put this down over here. Connect that to the first machine. And now we can put the floor back. There we go. There we go. Alright. So now we can daisy chain these guys right down the line. And wow, I am just floating all over the place. It's fine. We are getting smoked out in here. There we go. So that's giving us the ingots. Well, it will give us the ingots eventually. We're going to have to do some outputs. I will do this off camera and hook this up to the train. I have 2 stations here and at the place we're going to make them. We are outputting what, 300 and we probably only need 1, but 370. You know what? I'll leave it split. I don't mind it split, and then we can just put one side to one side and one side to the other. I think that makes the most sense. That'll be inputting, so that will be load, and we're good. All right, I'm going to start setting this up, and I'll be back. I did want to iterate here. The Mark 6 has to be in the middle. That's putting all our deuterium into here, and that's at 1200. These outputs only have to be a Mark, like, I don't know, 2. It's like 37.34 times whatever. So you do not need, I'm just going to put 4s on here because it's convenient, but, or 5s, whatever I have. But you don't need anything higher than like a 2, I think, or maybe a 3. 37.34 times 4. So, yeah, I just wanted to make sure you don't waste your Trigons or your time crystals on these making them Mark 6. You do not need it. So, I'll be back. Alright, so here we are at the mini mega factory, and I have the SAM being outputted down here. I split it in 2. It doesn't need to be, but I figured the more the better. I hate trains that look so stubby when they're just one train. Freight train, it looks silly, but it really doesn't matter, honestly. It's only bringing in like 390. Same with the deuterium, right? So it is what it is. I'd rather have 2 split up. I don't really need a buffer, honestly, because I'm getting extra in on both of them. So it's fine. It's fine, right? So let's just do this. I do have a buffer system on this side as far as the SAM goes. Just 1. It'll work fine. Let's go ahead and paint this purple for the SAM. This is reanimated SAM for FICSITE ingots. We got to set this up. Edit timetable. Let's go down to reanimated SAM. So reanimated SAM FICSITE ingots factory, and this is reanimated SAM for the FICSITE. So that's where we're picking up. That's where we're dropping off. Save the changes. Turn on self-driving. This should dock, pick up the stuff, and head over to the factory. Alright, so I'm going to start setting that factory up now that we got our train set up. And we'll be able to start making those FICSITE ingots to make the FICSITE Trigons. So I'll be back. Alright, so we got our FICSITE ingots being made. That is because here's our reanimated SAM. I have that going out and up, and then it turns, goes into the back of the machines. Over here we got the deuterium going around the front and going up. And let's go ahead up. So back here we have the reanimated SAM and deuterium. It's not hard, super simple. And I actually, instead of setting up 6 machines, decided to go with 3 and overclocking them from 45 to 90. So we're just doubling the recipe and limiting the amount of machines. It just made it simpler. So that works out fine. So we are making 30 ingots per machine. That's 30, 60, 90 ingots. So let's go ahead and see what we need. Let's take out a constructor. Where's the output on this thing? There it is. Let's see what this got. So, FICSITE Trigons. If we're putting out 30, right? Let's see where our 30 is. That's only 25. So, that's an odd number. So, we need 2 of these guys overclocked by 1 per each of these machines. So 2 of these, 2 constructors for 1 of these. So we're going to have 6 constructors all together for this. So actually, let's come down the other side. I already have that one overclocked. Let me just make sure I have enough power slugs. I do. We only need 6. So I'm just going to come down to here. And this is 8 foundations wide. So 1, 2, and then we can jump to the next one. 3, 4, and then delete this one. And then 5 and 6. So that works out nicely. So now this is gonna split between the 2 of these. So I have plenty of room actually right down the middle. I think we have enough room that, well, it doesn't line up pretty, does it? So what if I put this in the center of this and this? How would that come out of here? Let's go default. No, it doesn't like it. So when you get into tight situations like this, and this doesn't quite line up with that, first off, we can actually merge these if we wanted to. It's only 90 ingots per minute. 30, yeah, 90 altogether is what I meant. So what we could do is just go like this, E, and merge this, and then have them coming out to one side. Why did I say merge? Did I mean merge? I meant merge. I did mean merge, yes. This is the output. Where's the output? There it is. I meant merge. E. Yes, there we go. We could put them pretty tight to these machines, but instead of doing that, let's just put lifts and face them towards the machine. Like that. We're going to do the same with these guys. That makes more sense. To me, at least. You guys could do whatever. Doesn't really matter. Now we're going to need that merger back again. I guess we'll merge it that way. It doesn't really matter too much. And then we'll merge it that way. And then we'll go back to the splitter. And then, oh, these, yeah, no, these look really bad inside the machines. I thought I had faced those out. We're going to face those out. I did not want to delete that machine. It's fine. It happens, especially to me. We're just going to go like this. Of course you want to sit in sideways. No, that's not how you're going to sit. All right, so do this. Again, I almost deleted the machine. Spin out. Thank you. There we go. Now we can put these splitters on and it'll look better. All right, we need those belts. These are only Mark 5. They can be literally, I think, like Mark 2 or something, Mark 1. It's not even that much, right? Just going to square that off so it looks a little bit better. And then they're just going to go down to these machines down here. Just like so. Like that and like that. These are all set to the FICSITE ingots. Blah, 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 blah. That's what we want. FICSITE Trigons, not ingots. Dum-dum. And we need to pull power. I think we could, let's see, pull from this train station right here. Go right under this machine. Nope, under. Just come on in like this and like this. Again, you guys have seen me do this 100 times, but every once in a while I like to give you a little refresh. Then we got the power there, and now we can just simply take this and daisy chain it, which is so nice. Whoa, I got a big pull right there. All right, that's fine. All right, so these are going to be making 45 Trigon per machine, which is 45 times 6 equals 270. Crazy amounts, but a good amount. Alright, I'm going to start setting up for the other things we need to do. These are obviously going to get merged. I actually could put these to their own... Let's see, do I want to do organization? I think I do. I want to store these guys up. Again, I want to save up for the golden nut. So any little bit will help a lot. And the more later game stuff, the more tickets you get. The yield is so much better. So I think by just doing this, I'm just going to pop these in. It'll give me a nice backup of these Trigons, and we're actually going to put a dimensional depot on one of these because we actually could use them for actually, you know what, let's make this a 2. So I'm going to press E and line that up. Come on, doesn't like that for some reason. It's fine. And then we'll put the Trigons in here. And there we go. And then we're going to put a dimensional depot on this. And we can actually do this in a 6. But I'm missing the Trigons now because, of course, I put them all away. You know, it happens, you know. E, I want to do that 6 so it uploads quick. And this way, there we go. Alright, so here we are by where our petroleum coke was. And I know, don't panic, I didn't set, I set this up, but it's not our main diamond thing. I was just testing things out, right? So anyway, we're bringing in 600 oil. These two take 120, and they're going to our bauxite. That's necessary. And over here, these guys take 200, 200, and this one over here, 80. So 120 and 80 is 200, and then the 2 in the middle, 200, 200. That's the 600 oil. Not a lot of oil, and the petroleum coke recipe for the diamonds sucks. But there is a better alternative recipe. So let's put down a ma'am. Actually, let's not put down a ma'am. Let's grab a particle accelerator. That makes the most sense. I'm just going to press H. That's not going to work. Doesn't like that. Let's come over on this side. See if I can grab one of those again. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Over here. There we go. So the better recipe for this, so let's take a look. So this is the alternative recipe for this petroleum coke. It takes 720 petroleum coke to get 30 diamonds. Over here, the oil-based takes 200 crude oil to make 40 diamonds. Well, I happen to find a really good place to grab oil from. And yeah, let me show you where it's at. So I ran this walk over here. Started running because I was walking all over the place looking for oil. Because I just wanted to see what I could find. And I kind of struck gold. And what I mean by that is I didn't find a node of oil. Say iron. Oil. I found a resource node of oil. And because we're working with all pure nodes and pure everything, this was quite a great find if we want to make a lot of diamonds. So right here, let me show you where it is on the map. Here we are. Here's where the petroleum's being made. Here's where we are. Not that far. But overclocked, this resource node will give me 2100 because there's 7 of these little outcrops here for the well extractors that I can pull 300 from each of these guys. So 300, 300 there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then over here is 5, 6, and 7. So I am going to be pulling in 2100 oil. And I'm going to use Mark 1 pipes. I'm basically, I'll show you how I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this down. And I'm going to run these pipes. And we're going to use this, whatchamacallit, when I use the pipes, you know what I'm talking about. I can't think of what I'm talking about, but you know what I'm talking about. No, you don't. Mark 1. We're going to go here, right? We're going to use this, R, vertical to horizontal. We're going to need pumps on the bottoms of all of these, but it's the only pump we're going to need. Everything else is going downhill, and we're going to end up at a train station that's going to bring these to where we're going to make our diamonds. So I'm going to set all these guys up because it's going to take a little bit of time. But you know how I run pipes. I'm going to try to make them as neat as possible. And I'll be back. Alright, so before I started running all the pipes, I did do a little bit of it. But I wanted to figure out where I was going to put these diamonds. And I decided I wanted to put these diamonds across from the nuclear pasta. And I'm gonna bring in a train on this middle part. So now if I put these up to 300, that's gonna take each of our 7. So that'll be 7 particle accelerators overclocked by 1. So that's 60 per minute. Diamonds. So 60 times 7 is 420 diamonds we'll be making. But I'm gonna have to bump this out because the train is one thing. I can fit the train. But if I bring this out just a little bit more, I'll be able to put some buffers on these. And I want the big ones. By putting these big buffer systems on this, which I don't know why it's not lining up. There it is. There. These hold 2400, right? We shouldn't go down in oil at all. I'm gonna put one on this end as well as where we're gonna run a train for our oil over there. So I'm gonna start moving that over, setting up a train, and then we're gonna have to run all our oil too over there, and this way we can get a train set up over in that area as well. So, yeah, I'm going to take you over there and we're going to start running those pipes. Alright, so here we are. They're not the neatest. They're not the cleanest. But it's getting the job done. We got these pumps on here and they're pushing the oil up. We have 7 pipes here. So, as you can see here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And I ran them all the way over to where the petroleum coke is, and I set up a train. So let's run down the line. Again, I keep them quite neat and quite clean as much as I possibly can. And let's keep going. It's a little ways. Patience is a virtue, is what they say. And honestly, the easiest way to set these guys up is to place these supports after you run the first one, line them up, and then just connect the pipes and do another set and then line them up. When you do the curves, obviously they're going to be a little different, but then I really like to realign them again with the supports after I do one. I did color the ones down in here. I'm going to have to backtrack, color the other ones, but that's how I do it. You put in the supports after you run the first one so you know the length, and then you just connect the pipes. And you get into a rhythm. It kind of is, is what it is. And they go into the train, and the train is going to bring them over to here. So seven fluid trains. That's what we're going to have. Let's come on over to where our diamonds are, and I'll show you the train setup I have over there. Alright, so bumping these out just a little bit. I didn't even go all the way to the edge of the park we have down there, but just enough that I could fit these fluid buffers in. And then we got the pipes running here. I moved the train to the center. So this way it kind of lined up with the center particle accelerator here. So this way the mid of the train is about there. So here's the fourth fluid platform, and that kind of lines up with that one. And then the other three go that way, and the other three go this way. Again, just a train station and 7 of these piped in with Mark 1 pipes, and they go to the fluid buffer system. And here's our particle accelerators. And let me show you how I worked out this. So we ran some electric. I have them all shut off for now because I wanted to turn it on with you guys. It's pretty simple setup. We've done pipes before. We've done the particle accelerators before. They're pretty easy. They're set to 300 each. That is what we're bringing in per pipe. And here is a priority power switch. All we do with this is we're getting power from that train right there. I pulled that into here, and there we have a power outlet. One goes to one of those, and then the other goes to the machines. So by putting it up to the machines, I now daisy chain these machines. I know it's a little laggy over here. I think my map is taking forever to fill in. Once that fills in, it's a mod, but I really like the details I get with the mod here. See, there we go. It's filling all in. Once that fills in, it stops being so laggy. But anyway, daisy chained this all the way down. There's the train picking up, wow, our oil. He's gonna be able, there he goes. He spins around that way. Good. I hate the flashing I get on this glass. It's annoying, but yeah. I'm trying to get out of where it's flashing. But anyway, each one has a fluid buffer on this side. Each one has a fluid buffer on that side. And our power is all tied together, so we can now turn this on. And this is going to be named Diamonds. And we're gonna crank up our power. We're really gonna need probably more power. I did make another augmenter to grab a little bit more, but I'm pretty much out of summer sloops now, and there's very little on the map I can get. So we are getting a little boost from this guy, 10%, and that's what's giving us the extra here. It's 8,000 more. It kind of gives us a little boost. If we had more power, more summer sloops, we would have been able to up that more and more each time. But right now we are clean out of power sloops. Summer sloops, power slugs. Oh my god, I'm getting them all mixed up. Ignore me. I'm gonna get you all confused. That flashing is gonna drive me crazy. So anyway, we are going to set up. I'm going to set up, not you. I hate that flashing. I hate it. I might have to change out this, but I want the park down there to be lit up. That's annoying. Yeah, let's come down here. I'm gonna set up 2 drone ports, 1 on each end, and some storage for our diamonds. I think the flashing is just coming from reflections from these lights. That's what it is. And it's just very, very annoying. But anyway, storage buffers are gonna go here for our diamonds. Over in this area, I'm gonna put in a drone port. And this way we can transport these diamonds rather easily. It will fit here, trust me, there. And we will put down some storage, and I'm going to bring in 3.5 to 1 and 3.5 to another drone port. And that's going to be able to transport our diamonds wherever we're going to make our time crystals. Our time crystals are going to be set up over there. Where we made our trigons. So I'm going to start working on setting that up a little bit, working out the numbers a little bit, and I'll be back. Alright, so basically what I did was I just came off the building we already had with the train station. came straight across, and I set up some some converters. So this is the thing I was playing around with. We are going to be bringing in 420 diamonds, and when you divide that by, what was the number here? It was like 12 or whatever. It doesn't give you a number that's really good. 15 does. So 420 divided by, where's my mouse there? 15 equals 28. Now, I could have overclocked this. So 15, 28 machines. We could have done 14 and set it up like this, but we're eating a lot of power slugs, and I didn't want to do that. Even by making extra machines, I'm only going to be using one per machine, which is 28. Whereas if I did 14 machines times 3, so if we did 14 times 3 is 42 power slugs. So I opted, because we have the space, that I'm going to do a second floor of these time crystals. And we're going to put all the diamonds we are making, 420, into time crystals. I'm hoping to get some alternative recipes that we don't need diamonds for anything but the time crystals, but I do still have a little bit of a reserve over there of more diamonds, and I could cut this back if need be. But for now, it's set to 7.5 per minute, which is 125% clock speed. So that's what we're going to go with. I'm going to do a second floor. I'm going to set up some drones and finish this building, and then I'll show you how we're going to do that. So I'll be back. Alright, so here we are. I have this lift going all the way to the top. So past the second floor onto the top of the building. And that's bringing our diamonds in here. Go up to our second floor. I do not have stairs. I don't have anything right now. I'm lucky I have a door to this place. So again, that's going to go all the way up. You run the the lift all the way from the bottom to the top. And then you put a splitter right here on it, and this pushes it out to the second floor as well. So again, I probably don't need Mark 6 belts on everything. I think it looks cool. I'm making the stuff for them. It works with the lights really nicely, and that's how I did it. Here's where this goes in. So this is where our diamonds are merging from that drone port and that drone port into these guys right here. I actually have some diamonds on me. I'm just gonna, oh yep, maybe there we go. Throw them in there, and that's a buffer system. I like buffer systems. It gives it a little bit extra. These are the drone ports, by the way, 2 and 1. Those are coming from over there where our diamonds are. You do need, again, a quick thing, ports. Drones only go one way and back. They don't do multiple ports, just back and forth. So we did need some fuel, and I had fuel coming in on this guy over here. Let's come on down. For our radio controls, I believe. Yeah, I think radio controls here. For our cubes, that works. And that's where I split off the fuel. So yeah, the fuel comes up then and comes to the second floor here, runs down, and that ends up splitting into 2, so they're powered. So I started the drones on this end where the fuel is, because this is where they're going to need fuel to start. And then we went to Diamond Port 1, which is over where the diamonds are. And then it goes from the Diamond Port 1 back to this port for the time crystals. So then I set up some, let's see, down here. You look, these guys merge on this floor. I did the same thing with the lift. Go from the bottom all the way to the top. And these are merging into a storage system here. Right here. It's pretty simple stuff, guys. It seems complicated at first, but it really isn't. We got our dimensional depot here. That'll give us the time crystals that we need to make Mark 6 belts. So we're good. So we're gonna go head off to the whatchamacallit, the base, you know what I mean. And we are going to set off for milestone number 2 in phase 9. We actually did the Mark 6, so this is going to be our 3rd milestone. And we're going to see what we unlock and what we're going to be doing in the next episode. Alright, so I just set our pod off, and now we are ready to do quantum encoding. So we're going to get a quantum encoder. That's a new machine. Fire alarm. It's 12 o'clock. It's fine. Excited photonic matter, dark matter residue, dark matter crystals will be making. Superposition oscillators will be making, and neural quantum processors. It also opens up our AI expansion server, which is our 3rd part, and matter conversion opened up our biochemical sculptor for our 2nd part of phase 5. So we haven't started making this or this, but it's already been quite a long episode, so I think we're going to save that for another episode. And I think that'll probably be towards the end, even though I would like to start working on some of this. I have no idea when I'm going to start it, but it is what it is, right? This is what we're going to be doing the next episode, quantum encoding. So, all right, we have a lot of work to do. I do want to come back to our park again, because I do want to show you something. This is our park, and this is going to be filled with signs of all my members. It doesn't matter whether you're 99 cents or $2.99. You will get a spot on the picnic bench. I appreciate all of you, honestly. But the members do go above and beyond and support me every month. And I do appreciate that so much. So, as always, guys, if you like my content and you want to see more, like, subscribe, comment, share. You guys do a lot of that stuff. I notice so much. The comments are so appreciative. You guys are amazing. Just saying thank you for another great episode, or you taught me something I didn't know before, or you got to the point where no other videos do that. You know, all that means so much to me, and I appreciate it so much. So yeah, I have memberships, 99 cents and $2.99. With the $2.99, you'll get a shout out after every episode, just like coming up next. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.